because we have probably all we need in this country. This is the country that traditional people, Maori, has power. This is unique. In the world, they don't have that. Indigenous people are discharged. This was one of the biggest crimes of humanity. So we still connect with this wisdom that is amazing. Let's connect and let them lead the way for us. Let them help us. Let them help the world. So these are some of the things that are the wealth that we are trying to articulate when we talk about the well-being. And well-being starts with human beings. And I'm going to go back to what is going on in the digital world. Okay? So who uses Instagram here? Who uses Facebook? So it's part of the same game because it's the same company, it's the same structure, it's the same. So no matter if you here, people don't use that much WhatsApp. There is anybody using WhatsApp? Okay, so you're part of the same school. There are 3 companies. Basically, I'm using Google. Google. So the reason why I'm asking that is we need to look at the structure of the systems, not as the consequences of the system, not the conjunction of the system, but the structure of it. We are in the middle of a structural change, and sometimes we think about the consequences of the problems, but we need to go and check the cause of it. And mainly the cause is based on a structure that was badly built. Like if you have a family that is struggling, is having some problems, go back and try to see the structure of this family, try to go to the cause and try to discuss it. If you're having a problem in work, try to address the cause of the problem. Okay, and I usually ask in this country that for me has a lot to do with value is why do we still pay $5 for a Coca-Cola and we don't pay $5 for a music, for a song? This says a lot about our choices. Okay? This is where lives happen, and this is where the system goes, and this is where the system goes a direction that we wouldn't like it to go. And if you go deeper and start understanding what are the consequences for an economy, for a community, to pay $5 on a Coca-Cola instead of paying $5 for music. What does it happen when you pay $5 for Coca-Cola? They use your water from the Waikato River for free. They put sugar. You get fat. You start having health problems. It's going to cost you a lot on your health system. And what happens with the profit? Goes somewhere else. What happens if you invest $5 in the music of a guy that is doing beautiful music on your community? What's going to happen to that? You're sharing joy, you're sharing feelings, you're recognizing talents, you're not using water inappropriately, you are not providing sugar for people, you're not impacting negatively the health system, probably you're impacting positively the well-being system. And more than that, the money stays on the community. So this is the kind of small actions. These are the kinds of possibilities that we are trying to build among people. Putting the value where the value is. This is one of the most important challenges for you, the young guys. I think if I could say to my kids, you need to recognize where the value is. This is very important. Not the price. Don't get confused. Price is one thing, value is another thing. Price is what market says it's the value. But the value is the value. What really touches you, what really makes you thrive, what actually helps you, what actually helps to sustain the environment you're in. Okay? And if we go to the kinds of technology that we use today, that's why we are a human-centric digital framework to provide human well-being. This is our vision. This is why we wake up every morning to try to do this the best we can. So we need to put human being at the center. So if you see today, there are 3 main needs that we have, every human being, this is universal design. If we go to the forests in Peru or the Amazon forest, and if you go to Aoraki in Aotearoa, if you go to the Pacific Islands, if you go to Asia, if you go to Europe, the United States, basically human beings are quite the same in some things. Okay? Especially in 3 dimensions that we have mapped and we have tested, and this is becoming true and true, and some of the scientists have proved this as something important. And as we know, in duality it's very difficult for us to build something. If we go to ancient knowledge, we actually see that everything basically starts with a triad, because a triad gives forms. The triad is the correct map to build networks. If we keep it just 2 sides, you'll never create a new form. As you see it, it's through a triangle, through that triangulation, that you start bringing the new connections, the new forms. If you go to religion talk about that. If you see most of the ancient way of seeing the world and traditional people, like if you go to Peru, they have Ucopacha, that is the infra world, Caipacha, that is the world of the middle, and Hanapacha, that is the superior world. If you go to Maori, who can help me there? You have 3 dimensions as well. If you go to Catholicism, you have 3 dimensions. If you go to Buddhism, you have 3 dimensions. So you go everywhere, there are 3 dimensions on everything, because the 3 dimensions are the ones that give form. And sometimes we are stuck in 2 dimensions. Okay? Buy and sell. Someone buys, someone sells. This is the duality that we are there. If you see how much time do we invest in our times just on the trading of buying and selling. Teaching and someone learning. I teach you, you learn, and you thrive. Is this enough? It's always about one another. What's the 3rd element? And if you see the systems we build today, they're a lot related to that. And if you see human being has mainly 3 main needs. The first one is to belong. I want to belong somewhere. I want to be part of something. Every human being in the world wants that. So we need to socialize. We need to socialize. We need to meet people. We need to connect somehow. And the socialization part of the technology that we use today are quite okay. I can have millions of friends on my Facebook account or Instagram, followers. I interact with people, I send message, I know everybody from the world. I don't really know if they're my friends or not, but they're connected. Somehow I have a lot of people. It's easy to navigate on that, which is quite cool what we have today. Okay. The other thing is I need to belong and I need to act. I need to express myself in this group that I belong to, that I'm part of. Okay. I need to work. I need to do something. Okay, there is a need of action, of expression. And this is quite good, what we have today. Okay, I can post a photo, I can do whatever is needed. Okay, it's quite sorted. But the missing piece that we actually put a lot of effort on in order to recreate new models and new possibilities is on the reciprocity side. You need to be recognized for what you do. Imagine if you're just acting and you're not receiving anything back. Imagine if you're going there and you don't know what's going on with you. And people start saying, don't worry, we're going to build an algorithm that's going to know more about you than yourself knows about you. And I get, whoa, let's stop a little bit. This seems manipulation. So there's something that is going to happen in the world that's more than me, than myself. I've started to get confused about it. What is missing? This reciprocity model, this recognition model is non-existent, or is false in the way we interact with the digital world today. How many likes did you receive in your life through what we did on the platforms? What had happened with that? What kind of tangible things we got from that. Instead of ego, status, things that actually are volatile, does not sustain any human being. And what's the problem with that? Most of this kind of recognition are not really true. Because they're basically based on a concept that I usually use that is based on a participatory model, not in an interactive model. And there's a huge difference about interaction and participation. And just to give you a very simple example of participation and interaction is when you're eating bacon and egg, the chickens are participating, the porks are interacting. Interaction means exchanging value, giving, receiving, nurturing a system. Okay? Not about abstracting value. In the abstraction of value of the tools that we use today that are impacting negatively mental health of youth and everybody, okay, doesn't have reciprocity. And reciprocity brings meaning to you. Because you're receiving back for your effort, for your expression, for being there and socializing. And if you're just acting a lot of time of your life, you're precious, and your most scarce element that you have in your life is your time. You don't have time to lose. If you lose 1 minute that goes away, you're not going to get it back. Time is time. The only thing we know that we all going to die. It's a matter of time. So let's use our time properly. And we are giving our time for platforms that are becoming trillionaires with all our effort. And they're saying, I'm gonna know you more than yourself. So don't worry. You're gonna become a minion, and that's all right. It is a choice. Again, it is a choice. Okay? And I'm saying that I'm not bringing the solution, I'm bringing possibilities. And at the end, it's a free will choice. You're gonna choose. How are you gonna use your time? How are you gonna invest? How much you're gonna give your cognitive capital? How much you're gonna give your wisdom? For what? Okay, well, the systems we live in today, they're just based on socialization expression. I'm gonna take care of the value. Okay, I take care of the value. I take care of the way we organize things. And in the end, if you go, most of the systems were designed based on behavior science for consumerism. So they don't see human beings, they see consumers. It was not designed by educators, by marketers. It was not designed to become a school, but a business. And we are using this with low consciousness. Because we are giving our precious time for something that does not give us back. At least it's not showing that it's giving us back, and we're starting to see some of the problems. In my country this year, you cannot imagine what happened. Brazil was hacked by data scientists, and we almost destroyed all the social capital we have in the company, in the country. Family was fighting. Brothers and sisters were fighting because of politics, because of manipulation of profiling, because they were trying to elect a very strong right-wing guy. And this was the plan. And the country was hacked. And it's so crazy that if you see it, it's very dangerous. And that's why the World Economic Forum brings us three main challenges globally that we have today. The geopolitical crisis because of governance and democracy, because it's very difficult to have democracy today. Because of this all manipulation, we don't really interact anymore, we just participate. We just say, I want that. It doesn't matter. We're not in the space anymore that I just vote and everything is going to be sorted. No. We need to build interactive models, fluid models. We need to be there. We have technology for that. To help us to be closer to the decision makers. We have technology to shift inequality today, because if data provides and generates wealth and money, we need to share the data, we need to share the money, not only the data.
that's why on our technology, putting the human being at the center and having these 3 dimensions, because it doesn't matter what kind of stimulus you give if you don't have the structure in the right place. So what kind of structure do we build? We build a structure that has a sense of belonging, socialization. And it's very easy. We use profiling, timeline, community building, all the things you are used to when you do Facebook and whatever. I can find friends, I can send a direct message, I can create groups, okay? Everything like that. And I'm part of the community, I can socialize, and I can do everything I need. Secondly, expression. Okay, we have calls that you can answer. Okay, you can post a film, you can post a text, you can post a picture, you can sing a song. Okay, you can express yourself the way you think is more appropriate. But what's the difference here? Okay? We put money on the game. Okay? Instead of getting 1 like, you receive $1 for what you're doing. Oh, $1. If I receive 10, I can go out and have lunch with my friends. If I receive 100, I can help at home. I can help my mom to buy some food. Or I can decide to go for a trip with my friends. Or I can decide to invest, to train myself on something. Or I can decide to buy a computer for myself. I can decide to buy a camera. What some of the guys in South Auckland are doing. I'm going to buy a new mobile phone and I'm going to start shooting everything and I'm going to start doing amazing films. I'm going to start seeing my world and I start earning more money. I'm going to start working for the government and helping them to sort the issues. Instead of paying for consultants, I'm going to be the guy. Because I live in this community, and I'm the one that wants to have the things sorted here. Do not delegate for outsiders. Put the money and put the effort in and put the invitation for the ones that live the problem. They know the hits. So decentralizing the way we deal with the world, like that's why we say we're a possibility. We're not coming here to say we are the solution. We're not. We want to frame it to you guys that you can find a solution. Because I don't actually know the problem that you guys face. I can have a sense, but I'm not living here. I don't know how politics work here. I don't know the culture. I don't know that much to really say, you should sort it this way. This is the framework. Why don't you use it and put it up properly? How do you talk with people? How do you engage with people? What are the ones who get involved? So these are the small mysteries that the community knows. How to articulate what we call the social fabric. It is the most important thing in a society. The more social fabric we have, the more wealth we have in a society. If we start losing social fabric, we start getting weak. So in the way to do social fabric is really share the value with the ones that are adding the value. So our framework is basically to help people to socialize, to help people to express, and to help people to receive the environment cannot handle anymore. We need to start working with a decarbonized economy with subjective assets, with stories, with songs, with ideas, with data. This is where the economy is going to. Last year, we had 3 companies that reached $1 trillion in market value. Can you guess what were the 3 companies? Coca-Cola was not inside that. General Motors were not the ones that were reaching $1 trillion. Who were the 3 companies? Does anybody know?
Google.
No, Google is reaching that, but it was not Google. No, Facebook was not this one. Facebook will get there.
Walmart.
No. Amazon, AWS. Okay. Apple and Microsoft. Why? Because they're doing this. They are owning the rest of the value. And what has happened with the world? What has happened with inequality in this country and all over the world? We are increasing inequality and creating trillion-dollar companies. What a good business for humanity. This is what is happening. How many of you guys have really received the value for $3 million companies? But I think we are receiving the heat for inequality. And I think this is where I'm here for. Because this was the assignment that I'm used to see inequality in a country that actually has a huge amount of inequality. When I was invited for South Auckland to really check this out, and I said, yes, there is a sort of inequality, not in the way that I saw it. But inequality is not only about like getting rich or poor. It's about differences. Differences. I'm not saying that we're going to become a communist country, but I'm just saying that we need to be paying attention of differences. One with a lot and other with nothing. This won't work really well because we'll destroy social fabric. How can we create a space where people can thrive, where the ones that are most needed can access and be part of the big game? Because everybody wants to be part of the big game. I've never seen anyone that would like to be part of the game. Sometimes they have received so many bad feedbacks that it's quite lazy, it's quite anger, a lot angry, and there's a lot of anger because it's been heated so much and somehow have been excluded so much, him, his ancestors, his family. There's a pattern of thoughts that is sometimes is even tougher to break, but we need to be there and to try. Hold the space for inclusion. Hold the space where people can thrive. Because you know what? We're all going to earn a lot with that. We're all going to be more successful. We all get better. And you know where the big opportunity is? That we don't think about that? Have you heard about abundance? Everybody talks. There is a common word that people say, oh, this is abundance, this is going to generate abundance. And which is, I love this word. I love it. And I hate scarcity, but I love abundance. And the reason why I'm saying that is if we connect what is happening with the world in terms of digital and what is happening with the economic system that is going towards $1 trillion companies and the ones that actually operate in a more industrial model are struggling to thrive. What's the issue behind that? All of those companies are based on knowledge. Creativity, knowledge, critical thinking, collaboration, the skills of the 21st century that we will talk in this slide. But what happens with that? The thing that I know, if I'm sharing with you guys what happened, I'm not going to lose what I know. But I'm going to learn more because I'm expressing myself and I'm learning with this moment. So this is abundance. Okay, if you post the music on the website just once and people start consuming the music without need to produce it again, this is abundance. But if I drink like a fizzy drink and I drink it, I cannot give it to you back because this is scarce. So I need to go back, get some water, put some more sugar to sell it again. But this will require a strong mindset shift because we are not trained for that. Our institutions are not trained yet for that. But the economy is already showing where it's going to. So start thinking about abundance and start thinking about what generates abundance. Okay? And usually, how can we restore a problem without creating another one? The example of the fizzy drink and the music shows you a little bit of the polarity of the transition in the world we're living in right now. And this is quite important as a framework that we should keep thinking with our kids, with the one we take care of, with the new generation. Because the environment has said, I cannot support this kind of growth anymore. Some people say that this is wrong, that there's no climate change. I think the summer is showing us some things, and people that work closely to nature have very clear signs what is happening with the water. That people say is the gold of the 21st century. A bottle of water is more expensive than a bottle of fuel.
A liter of water is almost the same price of petroleum. Check this out. This is happening. It's on our eyes. Are we really seeing the evidences of what is going on in the world right now? In a country that is completely integrated to nature. It's a huge opportunity. That's why I would like to inspire you all. You come here, you pass by, it's full of nature, beautiful river. Okay, a lot of people, Maori culture, you pass by. Ada was teaching me what was happening when she was a kid, working on farms here, blah, blah. I say, oh my gosh, there's a lot happening. I go up and north and south, west. We were in Hawke's Bay. Oh my gosh. It's a jury of nature. Oh, you know, Hawke's Bay is quite difficult to drive. You know what? Scarcity mindset is our responsibility to at least, I don't know, I don't have the solution, but we all need to think together. This is the invitation that I have for you guys. We need to put our thoughts, our energy, our attention towards the issues. Let's wake up. Let's not be distracted. And this was the question. We are creating tools to distract ourselves. Oh, it's fun, it's cool. I hate the word fun and cool. I'm sorry. But you wonder how was it cool? What does it mean being cool? Okay? Oh, you get up and nap and you just push the button and everything happens. Wow. What's this kind of magic? Does life happen this way? We need to wake up in the morning. Learning is we need to go there and practice. We need to observe. We need to invest time on our relationships. There is time to grow a kid. There is time to grow a carrot. Have you ever tried to grow a carrot? It doesn't happen pushing the button. Do you know how your food that you eat is produced? It's not pushing buttons. So we are disconnected with how life works. And people say, no, life is changing. Now life is changing. Life is the same. Nature is the same. We are projecting ourselves towards becoming robots or minions to be controlled about. People that say, no, I know about yourself more than you. So it's easy to control you, isn't it? If I know about you more than you. Imagine that. And this is the invitation we have on Up South. I'm here. Also, we're going to give the example how do we land all these concepts. Right now, this guy is crazy, this freaky Brazilian starting to tell us a lot of things, and I go out into the door, nothing has happened, and go back to my life, and I say I need to feed my kids, I need to go for work, I need to fight for a salary, I'm very worried about my mortgage, what is going on, blah, 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 all that stuff that is life. Especially because we are seduced, and I am also living the scarcity mindset. I'm not saying that I'm afraid of that. I'm part of that. What I'm trying to say is bring other people, because if we go together and start operating in a different way, it's going to be easier. That's the only invitation. Let's wake up. Come on, let's be aware of what's going on. And this is very interesting because the people start seeing, the business leaders especially start seeing that in the future world where we need talented people, governments need taxes to pay their bills. Okay? Moms and dads need their kids to thrive. And they all agree.